Hello.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Brian?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Hey, Kimberly.
Good morning. Hi.
Hey there. I miss Jimmy.
Yeah, was he on last week?
Who's not?
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he was or not because I was stuck on the plane. My flight got delayed like big time and I missed my layover.
Really?
It was a mess.
Do you do that throughout the week or you fly?
So kind of, yeah. I mean, lately it's been like that, but yeah,
Mhm.
seems to
Yeah.
be a lot lately. But yeah, I'm hoping to slow down a bit. I mean, I'm also going to be gone like end of the month, beginning of September as well, but it'll be more local flight, so I shouldn't be missing a meeting, hopefully.
Mhm. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jimmy in a little while.
Oh,
Um,
I'll have to
so
let him know, see what's going on.
yeah. Yeah. So we're waiting for we have two guests today. An agent who is a property manager, and her niche is going to be property management. And um, because property managers usually have a few hundred houses or properties that they're working with, and I want her to kind of unpack that a little bit. And then we've got some things with our buddy in Washington, D.C. So, um, anyways, we'll start that in just a minute here. Um, so, anybody have, while we're waiting, about 60 seconds, anybody have a victory or a question um, that they could share? And don't be shy.
I had a meeting in Bonita with a probate and specialist for older people. He does that since 25 years. And I have also a client and friend of mine who has to use this service. And we found out that they have a program to save money if you have quite a bunch and you do not want to spend 120,000 in a memory care every year, you can hide this money and invest it backwards, and then the Medicare pays you at least 50% of it.
What if you don't, guys, if you don't know Mary Ann, this is her third language, English, and
Yes.
she's a go-getter as a realtor, and she's been through a lot. And if I had a hat on, my hat's off to Mary Ann, because she's just a go-getter. She's a thinker, she's solving problems, and thanks for sharing that. Um, so I'm going to hit record on this. And so here we go. Um, here's James here. Here we go. Hit record. Cloud.
Recording in progress.
So welcome to August 19th. This is our conversation today about account executives. Next week, by the way, we're going to roll out, I think every Wednesday, sorry, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If anybody wants to jump on my Zoom call at 11 a.m., just jump on. Don't book an appointment, anything. If you want to just hear what's happening, or you have something you want to ask, just jump on the call. So if I'm talking to Jackie and you jump on the call, talking to Patrick and you jump, great, because there's probably something worthwhile to hear. So at 11 a.m. to 11:30, and after that, because I've had quite a few people ask me about this, is I'm going to open the door to FSBOs and expireds across the nation. And it's really only for a season. You know, I mean, there's nobody here goes, I hope I do expired listings for the rest of my career. No, we want to get you to 5 active and 2 pendings. We want you to live at we'd call base count. We don't want you living there permanently unless you want to. For some agents, it's going to be like 10 in 4, 10 actives in 4 properties. But to really make a living at this, we can't go to 0. 0 actives, 0 pen. We can't go there. Now, many years ago, when I was married, Patty wanted to buy a conversion van. Well, I didn't want to sell any stock. I didn't want to use any cash. So I said, give me 30 days. And I went out and listed 5 for-sale by owners. And I said, honey, the money from the buy owners, I'm going to use to buy a van. So we bought one of those conversion vans with a TV. I could stand up in the back, and it was you go camping in it. It was beautiful. And so buy owners and expireds are just temporary. And if you ever need a jolt to get a listing or 2, you should know that that's a possibility. Now, I know it's not for everybody, so I'm not encouraging everybody to go ahead and do that. But I want you to know that I'm opening up every day starting next week, Monday through Friday. It will be 11 to 11:30. Call the hotline. Actually, just jump on the Zoom call. If you want to talk anything about accounts, just like Marianne was saying, or any of you guys, just to ask some questions. And then 11:30 to noon would be the FSBOs and expired. If somebody wants to do that, I'm pretty good at it. I've done over 1,000 FSBOs and expireds. I know how to get you in the door, but I don't want you doing it permanently because you can't sell that as an account. And then lastly, on Fridays, if anybody is doing any open houses, I'm going to walk you through. I've got a banner that's 6 feet tall. And when you hold an open house, there's no chasing buyers around the house. They're going to come to you because it's a really cool banner. And where people walk up and say, what does this mean? And I've tested it myself. This isn't theory. But the reason I'm doing those on Friday, probably at 1 p.m. Eastern, is because if you're going to hold an open house on Sunday over the weekend, I want to prep you for those 2 or 3 hours, how to convert people who are in the property that will give you the real name. Because sometimes George Washington and Martha sign your open house sheet because, they're not real and they scribble their name. But if you see what we're doing, they're going to want to give you their real name. And the pitch I'm going to show you what you do at open houses is the same pitch I did to land Enterprise Rent-A-Car corporate relocation. And it's just, instead of doing it in the boardroom, I took it to the kitchen where you're standing up, people are cruising by, nosy neighbors and what have you. But I really want us to live at no less than 5 and 2, 5 active, 2 pendings. That should be, if you're going to be in the real estate business, you can't run out of actives. You can't run out of pendings because then you run out of the business and you get a job at Target or something like that. Or what people always say, get a real job. No, we're building businesses that we could sell. If we need to supplement our business for a little bit of time, because you want to go buy a van, you want to pay cash or whatever, jump back into it. If your accounts, now, eventually I didn't need to do any FSBOs or expires or anything like that because we were bringing in 6 figures every 30 days because we had more than 1 account. We had more than 5 accounts. We had lots of accounts. And my brother and I peaked over 20 different kinds of accounts. So here's what we're going to do. We have a special guest here. We have 2 guests today. We have James Buckley from DC to unpack a couple things. But we also have a young lady that I talked to this morning, and I said, can I interview you today? And Teresa, who's on the screen, happily said yes. And so Teresa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine, Brian. Thank you.
Thanks for doing this.
You're
And
welcome.
so what is your niche going to be? You've been an EXP agent for how long?
For 5 years now.
Okay. And you don't have any listings, but you have the capacity for more, right?
Correct.
And so what is it you do day to day?
Day to day, I'm currently a property management with I'm an assistant manager at a property of 260 units. And I manage the tenants who's moving in, moving out, making sure that their files are accurate and correct.
Do you know 60 days or so before they move out that they're moving out?
Yes, I do.
So what we talked about this morning is because she knows the property management field, if she said, I know 10 property managers in my market. Are you Pensacola? Where are you at?
Pensacola, Florida. Mhm.
And I bet there's 10 property managers in that area.
Yes, lots of them.
It could be 50. But
Yeah.
what if, and we're only going to spend a minute on this. What if her specialty, because she knows it so well, if her specialty was, I'm going to work with property managers to find out when people are moving. And since they have a real estate license, because to be a property manager in most states, do you need a real estate license?
No, you don't.
Oh, not, oh, in Missouri you do.
No, not here in
Oh.
Pensacola, Florida.
Oh,
You don't need
I
a
did
real estate
not know that.
license.
You need a CAM.
What's that?
You need a CAM. It's a special designation.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of places you have to have a license, but the most important thing is, you know, when people are moving 60 days in advance, you could ask even 4 months in advance. So what are you and I going to do?
We're gonna reach out to those tenants 60 days before they move out or thinking about moving out. We're gonna reach out and see if they're happy where they are and if they're thinking about moving into their new home. Uh, if I can be their person of contact, I'll connect them with the lender.
Right. So, that's, what, your career is fine. If that's all you're doing, your career is great. And we'll keep unpacking that, but we just talked about that this morning, and I think it's a great niche because you know it well. So, hey, thanks
Thank
for
you.
being on the call, Teresa.
You're welcome.
Very good. And I'm gonna kind of shift pictures here to the young man in Washington, D.C.
Hello.
Hey, James, I want you to unpack, a couple weeks ago, you shared a story about an estate liquidator. What's the rapid fire? What happened? What's the value of their house and what happened?
Yeah, so the estate liquidator, I reached out to, I didn't know any estate liquidators. I did a Google search and I found 5. I started with 5 and I called them all. And nobody picked up. So what I did was, when it looked like it was an iMessage type phone number, so someone's cell phone number, what I did was, I did a video message of myself saying, hey, James Buckley here. I head up the local chapter of a national organization that builds and grows probate and estate business. And I see, you're the owner of an estate sales company. You're an estate liquidator, and I want to meet with you and talk about your business, learn about your business, and see how I can help you grow and how we can, work together.
Wasn't it
And
a video?
so on a video that I sent with my phone.
What happened?
And so this woman named Nina, who owns an estate liquidator company, she responded pretty quickly, I think within an hour or so, and said, hey, yeah, let's meet. Where are you located? And so 2 days later, we met for coffee. I learned about her business, where she finds business, who she wants to meet, and what she's looking for. Also a little bit about her personal life, what she likes, what her hobbies are, what kind of music she likes. And fast forward a week, I think it was a week or 10 days, she texted me and said, hey, I have a consult coming up for a homeowner who's also looking for a real estate agent. come with me. Are you available? And I said, yeah. And so it was, the approximate value of the home is about $980,000. And we did a joint listing slash consultation appointment, and it went incredibly well. She talked me up, I talked her up, and it was a success.
Very, very good, very good. Now, give us the real quick here, one more time. What did you say to her that I work in the region? What was that little phrase that you said?
Yeah, I head up the local chapter of a national organization that builds probate and estate business. And I want to meet with you and learn about your business so that I can help you grow and introduce you to people that can be consistent sources of business. Is that something you're open to?
So what we built here, this is James Buckley, EXP agent you guys been talking to. And what we're delivering to James, which we want to deliver to you as well, is what are the industries that James services?
Okay.
Okay. These are things that James services. And whoops, what happened to my screen there? So James is, hang on a second, guys, my screen, I have no idea what just happened to it. Here we go. So when James is talking to the estate liquidator, they're going to see their name on here. James helps with the Business Development Coalition in Washington, D.C., like Chad does it in his market, or Patricia does it in her market. So can you guys see this okay?
Yes.
I can't see you guys anymore, so if you guys can.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can see
okay.
it.
Yes.
Is it on his website somewhere like we can look at that list?
Yeah.
Okay.
What we're going to do, we want you to be really effective at getting appointments with people. And I want you to notice in Tampa, if you live there, or San Antonio, or wherever you are, that you're a member of the BDC, the Business Development Coalition. You're more likely to get sit downs with people in your market if you have a web page that actually says you're with the BDC, that in your market, you're part of the Business Development Coalition. You called it something else. What was your words there? Your sentence you had?
Oh yeah. I head up the local chapter of a national organization that builds probate and estate business together.
I love that. I need to say it like you did. It's really smooth what you said. I head up a local chapter of a national organization. And what that is, if somebody goes, well, what is the local chapter? It's the Business Development Coalition for Chicago, for Dallas. So what we're going to do is we're going to really frame it for you that you really are part of the Business Development Coalition. And we have a section about, by the way, I'm in real estate. So we want to make the story really clear what you do. You're here to help these industries, appraisers, anybody tied to probate, retirement homes, divorces, or any niche that you do, that they come here and they see that you really belong to the BDC. So we'll build out a web page for you, but your properties are not here. This has nothing to do with this. This is you being an account executive. And we want them to come here and see that this is what you do. You help other people build their businesses. And when they come here, you are becoming what's called the higher authority. In their eyes, you're not, quote unquote, a realtor, but you're part of a local chapter of a national program. that helps probate, divorce, retirement. Now, James, this is obviously brand new. And James Buckley, Regional Director, Washington, D.C. Again, criticism, good, bad, or indifferent. If you sent people this link, because we're looking for feedback from you guys, because we're just launching this right now. But any market that you're in, we want the marketplace to see that you help other people. And by the way, you have a real estate license. What would you say, James? What's your kind of initial, because you're kind of seeing this as we're rolling it out here.
Yeah, no, I think it looks sharp. I think some of the verbiage, can be tweaked. But I like most of the video. Some of the video can be changed out, but the concept I like. It's a page where people can go. People won't spend, hours looking at this, but it'll be a place where they can go, they can read something and understand who I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah, we want to validate who you guys are. And when you go to the Business Development Coalition, it looks like this. The Business Development Coalition, just check it out, guys. You are trusted introducers nationwide. You're part of a cross-country network, and you help other people who want to be introduced.
Brian, do you mind if I add something?
Please.
How do you think that a probate attorney, for example, when you're introduced to a probate attorney and I send this to them, how do you think that they will feel about the Golden Goose name and imagery? Do you think that they'll feel like they are the Golden Goose that's trying to be captured or manipulated? Or do you
Great.
think it'll be nothing like that?
No, great question. We have been addressing that, James. We've been addressing that, removing potentially any verbiage that it looks like we were targeting them. And
Okay.
when you read through all this stuff, that there's nothing in here about being realtors. There's nothing about I'm looking for an account. There's nothing about you. This is about you as a member of the BDC in Chicago, New York, wherever the agents are, that you are about introducing people to what they're looking for. By the way, if you guys look up the Business Development Coalition, it's a pretty serious thing in America. The SBA runs business development coalitions, but nobody grabbed the website. So I did. And I made myself the national director of the BDC because nobody else did. And I'm looking for a platform for all of you to be able to raise you. If you tell people you're a realtor, they're not going to take a lot of meetings with you. But when you say I'm a member of the Business Development Coalition and you're certified in this, certified to do what? Help them grow their business, because everybody wants a golden goose. Everybody wants to be introduced to an account. And so what we're trying to do is really build that story to let people know that you are a member of the BDC nationally. So if you guys have recommendations, because we're trying to build this for you to have the credibility to get meetings, at least 2 a week, ideally. For a lot of you, we've got to step this up. We need to see that you're getting meetings with vendors who will introduce you to the probate, retirement home, or divorce attorney, or CPA, property manager, that within 90 days, you really should have at least 3 sit-downs with a golden goose. If you had a whole month for somebody to get you an introduction, I think you could do it. But even if you only got one sit down and you were successful. So we're trying to really come up with what are ways to really elevate you in the eyes of the vendors that are going to introduce you. Now, then you'll all get a splash page, like you just saw with James Buckley. We're just doing everything we can to make sure that you get accounts. What I need you to do is everything you can to book those meetings. So anyways, if you guys look at this, go there today, go to businessdevelopmentcoalition.com, key in / James Buckley. But this is the main site, what I showed you a second ago. So James, kind of unpack a little bit more here. We've only got a few minutes left. You shared with us about that estate liquidator.
Mhm.
Here we go. Is there another particular appraiser or estate liquidator or probate attorney in our last 5 minutes that you could?
Yeah, so I've worked really hard to connect with other probate attorneys. There's a probate attorney that that was involved in a transaction I did, whatever it was, 2 years ago. So I reached out to him, and he picked up, and I said, hey, we worked together on this sale, and I know it's better to be introduced than it is to cold call. I felt like this was kind of a middle ground because he and I had worked together briefly.
Your judgment.
So we met and had coffee, and I learned about his business, asked what he does to grow his business, who he wants to be introduced to. I met with the estate trust and wills and estates attorney that I personally used, and sat down with him. I learned that he wants someone to be able to refer another state's business to. So he's in Maryland, and the first probate attorney was in DC. So I learned that he wanted to refer business to a probate attorney in DC, and so to me, the first thing that popped into my head is, oh, that's an opportunity to make them both happy and build goodwill with them both. And then with another probate attorney, an appraiser introduced me, and we did a happy hour. The three of us had a good time, learned about his business. Next up for him is I need to introduce him to some more people, like wealth managers. I sat down with a wealth manager, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. And he said, hey, I love what you're doing. Here are the people that I want to meet. Tell me who you want to meet. I didn't even ask him. He said, how can I help you? And I kept trying to defer that part of the conversation, but after the third time he asked, I said, okay, well, I'd really love to meet some probate attorneys. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to help you grow your business first. And, if you want to meet me, that's secondary.
Here's what I can tell just by knowing you for the past X amount of time is that you're growing, you're learning, you're reflecting, and what you know today versus what you knew a few months ago. So everybody here, go out and fail. Go out and try. Go out and experience this. You'll get better every time you do it. It'd be like if you expected to call a buy owner and on your first buy owner, get the listing. Do you know you might have to see 15 buy owners before you get good at it? And most people quit after 3 or 4 because it hurt. No offense, it hurt me. They were mad at me. They weren't nice to me. So I quit. It's like, well, what if your kid in the 3rd grade said they were mean to me every day at school? I quit. It's like, no, but realtors just quit because it doesn't feel good. Guys, we got to push through it. We got to get better. We got to come on here and brainstorm, or as you heard me say earlier, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, you can come on, you could tell me what's not going right, and you could tell me what you're going to try. I'll brainstorm with you. I'll help you get that to the finish line. But I need you to go out and make some mistakes versus I'm not going to sit here and go, boy, your first sit down is going to go great. Because James, his first sit down with an estate liquidator, next thing you know, she took him on a consult. The house is just under $1 million. But they'd be they'd be great if they're all like that.
They won't all be like that. And you know, I've had my challenges too. I mentioned that the one probate attorney wants to refer business to a DC attorney, and that DC attorney, he's gone silent on me. And it's like, hey man, I'm here. I want to introduce you to the guy that's going to give you more business. And I'm like, why is he ghosting me? So it's not all easy and perfect. But you have to have enough at bats to hit a home run.
Yeah, you got to keep getting up to bat, doing, you know, and I don't, no offense, I think a lot of people are not even close to hitting their potential, how much time they're putting into it. Chad, did you have your hand up? You had a question for James or myself?
No, I just wanted to say I'm so grateful for this platform because it does encourage me to go out there and drop on my face like I did this morning. I don't think I might have a mark right here. No. Yeah, today I went to an event for an Alzheimer's group, and I had my eye on this one guy. Not like that. Come on, guys. I had my eye on this one guy that is with the assisted living locators. And I'm like, I have to connect with this one guy who's with the assisted living locators because that's going to be a great connection. And then I got into another conversation, turned around, and the guy is gone. But in the meantime, so I missed that with who I thought would have been a core connection. But in the meantime, I was able to get connected to a probate attorney, estate planning attorney, somebody that's the director of sales for a assisted living facility, and they invited myself and my wife out to an event next Thursday. So even though I didn't get connected to the person who I thought would have probably been the golden goose, I'm going to be setting up conversations with other potential geese. And I'm just grateful that here I am, you know, just keeps on pushing me to like have a result. That's my goal, to make sure that I have a result every week before this call. So I don't know if you know you're motivating me, but it's happening. Thank you.
I appreciate that. By the way, I'm going to get to Deanna in just a second here. I wonder if I offered you $1,000 if you got a sit down this week with a vendor, and at the end of the meeting, you were handed $1,000 in cash. Would you take the meeting? If you knew that it was going to be just like that. There's nobody on this call that wouldn't take the meeting, which means it's a mindset. You don't see results fast enough, so you know what people are doing? They're not going. They're not trying. And it's you have to say, what if I got paid $1,000 for every meeting? Because as you build your skill and you start getting all of the business, it was like you got an average of $1,000 a meeting, but you have to first go out and fail. You know, that may not sound encouraging, but if I did it tomorrow, I'm not going to get a home run tomorrow. But if I have enough at bats, I'm going to get it. But we're not going for FSBOs and stuff like that. We're going for accounts, something that can last for a decade. Set fear aside. Set reluctance aside. Pick up your game. Go a little faster. I'm here every day to brainstorm. If you want encouragement, just get on, and I'll encourage you at 11 a.m. every day. Deanna, you had a thought. Was your hand up?
I did. So I had a little fall on my face, but you know, I'm quick on my feet. So I went in. So I'm a retired nurse, 26 years, but my last 5 years, I was the administrator for assisted livings. What do we have more of in Florida than anybody else? Retirees and assisted living. So that's where I've been focusing. I bought some little kitty cat bags. I'm just dropping by. Just wanted to say, hey, I'm part of the business coalition. I want to make your business better. The one lady says, oh, I already work with a realtor. I said, great. I'm so glad you do, so that I don't have to worry about that. Let me meet with your realtor, though, because I am your business development coalition lady. and I know the actual industry. Whereas you may want to use her, but I could actually teach her. The idea, you could see her face. She thought she had shut me down. She thought she had gatekeeped me and said, I got somebody to step on out. But fast on the feet, I just pivoted as fast as I could and was like, great, I'm here to help her. No, I'm not. I'm here to steal your business. But I didn't say that. I said, hey, let's see how I can help. So I have that meeting next week. So it was a moment of like, oh, you already used somebody, but I didn't know what to say, So that's what I said. I said, oh, great, I'm here to help her. So that's where I am. That was my fall in the face moment this week.
By the way, well, you got out there, you practiced, now you know what to say. Think about objections. You're supposed to anticipate them to eliminate them. We're not here to fight objections. We're here to, you probably already have a realtor that handles all of your metro area. And as you get out there practicing these, if you keep hearing the same objection, you're making the mistake because you're not bringing them up. And, when I landed corporations, I always led with, you probably already have somebody handling all your deals, 100%, every price point, and you probably got somebody. That's not why I'm here. It's a by owner. You don't want to use a realtor. I understand that. And you should stay by owner. You should stay the course. And actually, you show the by owner how to do it. And I used to teach at the University of Missouri. I was an adjunct instructor. I'm just an agent like you guys. And I got an employment at the University of Missouri to teach a course to people who want to sell their house by owner. And I would teach them how to do it. At break, they'd come up and say, what's your commission rate? I interviewed with 15 or 20 couples every time I did it. And I just reversed the roles. So, Deanna, that's great. It's thinking on your feet and you fit the words in there. That's perfect. But let's anticipate the objection. By the way, every account you're going for, let's assume they already have somebody. Your job is a piece of the pie. Once you start servicing the golden goose exceptionally well, you're going to eliminate the other realtor because they're not going to perform as well as you. And we still haven't gone into it. How do you do seller servicing? You guys are probably awesome at it. You don't need my input, but I'm going to show you how to treat that seller so that they'll give you a testimonial to eliminate the other realtors who are on the account. Because the goal is just get your foot in the door, get a few deals from that golden goose. But if you over service that golden goose and you go to the theater with them, go to the ball game with them, you will eliminate the other realtor who's had the account for 12 years because they've taken it for granted. And so it's just get in, get a deal, get two, and then realize if you have 10 people like that, you're done. You don't do anything else. So I like how, we've had two people this morning have a life specialty and they're going to tap back into it. And at some point here, we're going to get John, our PGA golfer, to tell some stories in here because who in the world is a realtor and a PGA pro? And it's going to happen for John. He's just in the right place and it's going to happen eventually. So we look at your profession that you used to do. Somebody was a nurse. Somebody worked for whatever industry, the pharmaceutical industry. If you know people in the pharmaceutical that are now pharmacists that go out to retirement homes, like Tom Rasmussen knows in Chicago. It's like, you guys, we have these niches that we should be tapping. And I'm just looking for you guys, step it up. I love what you're doing. We're super committed. We created the whole business development coalition for you to have a
Just so you
platform.
know, that came out of my SIFT meeting in my classroom with my bulldog. So
Very good. So you sat down with the bulldog. You guys talked about sifting.
yes, we email. We're sisters now. We email.
Wonderful. I appreciate that feedback. All right, guys, we're really at the tail end of our time. We recorded this. We're going to put this at our at our school. It also will be at probate84.biz. We are here to support you to build, and so is James Buckley. You know, he is one of our, I'd call it, he's qualified to be a thoroughbred. And many of you, I'm looking to kind of get, I'll spend more time with thoroughbreds because they're helping to spend time with other people on our team. James doesn't make any money by helping you, but he's got that heart to say, if I help Chad, if I help Sean, if I do this, I will grow as a human being. I'll grow as a leader. I'll get better. So some of you really have those leadership skills, and I'd like to spend more time with you to help you get accounts. Lots of, you know, James is not looking for 2 or 3 accounts. He's looking for a lot. Some people are going to be happy with 2 or 3 accounts, 10 actives, 4 pendings, 5 and 2. Other people are like, I was born to be an account executive. I was born to do this. I'm going to help other people. The Business Development Coalition really gave you a new platform. You guys are now the higher authority. In the room, you are the higher authority. You're not a realtor. You happen to hold a real estate license. Get the language down. Practice it again and again and again and again before you go in on these pitches to the vendors. Do it till you stop failing, but keep failing. It may sound weird. If you're not failing 3 times a week, you're not really taking this seriously. And, you know, to make 20, 30, 40 grand a month is so, I mean, heck, if I did it, I went to a community college I didn't finish, you know. Have your cause, have your reason. My reason is my granddaughter, Esther, and you guys. And I get up really early in the morning for you guys and for Esther, because she has my heart too. So make sure you have a cause, you have a reason, you have a passion for it. Otherwise, this won't work. You'll find something else to do. We don't want that. So any last questions before we wrap up? Anybody?
Brian, the website that you just created, will that link to that website eventually end up on our Mosaic book?
Very good question, Pua, in California. The answer is yes. In your Mosaic books, we're going to put your link to the Business Development Coalition, your BDC. It'll be in your books.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we're with you 100%. We want people to get your book, go to the coalition, see that, man, she's serious about this, about helping me get accounts, says the appraiser, says the estate liquidator, even the probate attorney. They want accounts. Because they're small businesses, everybody wants an account, a golden goose. So yeah, we're going to tie those together, Pua.
Yeah, and I do have another meeting on Friday with one of my SOIs. She's kind of a nosy busybody and into everybody's business and knows everybody in the area. So I figured I'd kind of just reach out to her and see if she knows any contacts for the Golden Goose groups.
You know, there's another word for busybody, and that's called a super connector. And if you, by the way,
she's a super connector.
in your CRM, guys, if you have anybody who is networking like 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, that's a super connector. Those are the people you should be meeting with at the cafe. Their love language, because there's 5 love languages. The love language of a super connector is they have a servant's heart. They're trying to connect people. They just bring people together. So in your CRM, when you sift it, if you find that, oh my gosh, she goes to 12 networking events a month, that's a super connector. And they will go out of their way to help you because it's their love language. You don't have to ask them. They'll just do it. And they love doing it. they're not even looking for something reciprocal. They're just a real busybody and they'll help you out. So have you sifted your CRM? Have you found your super connectors? Have you sat down with them at Starbucks? Have you asked them their opinion of what you do? They're going to love it. We all have super connectors in our life. So on that note, Pua, thanks for the question. And James, again, appreciates your input today. And
Thanks for the
Teresa, our
opportunity.
brave new one. What was that question, John? Oh, who had a question there at the end?
Oh, I just said thanks for the opportunity.
My pleasure, my friend. All right, guys. See you guys real soon. We're here to support you. Love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.